What's going on, people? Oh, what's up, Ryan, Justin? Oh, uh, action packed, action packed weekend. It was a long weekend, but it's street, and now we can see. Now we can see. As we know, in the streets, nothing's guaranteed. We all know what we sign up for, and it was street racing. I mean, street racing at its best, and in my book, uh, you get some long drawn out ones, and you got to move spots all night long. That's part of it, and we did that. There's some nights you get to stay in one spot all night long. I mean, that, that's for the hope, but it's not always guaranteed. And oh, it's not always guaranteed, in the streets. So you get like we had the federales were on us pretty much the whole weekend. I mean, it took, I think 12, 13 hours to do uh, two, 14 races, something like that. And, but we ended up getting it done. I mean, a couple of guys fell out. For whatever reason, and I guess they didn't want to take a chance. And it is what it is. But we got, let me go ahead and it might take him a few. The winner has he's never been on here before, so it might take him. I'll go ahead and send him the invite right now. It might take him a few minutes to maybe get it figured out. But we got some pictures here from Stephanie Johnson and 660 Street and Chad and 1320. This is the final right here from 1320 from the aerial. Man, it was a good race. There was some in the beginning. There was a couple of races that were lopsided. That's just because virgin roads. It just kept on as the night just kept on getting faster and faster and faster. And that final right there, man, it was a slugfest. We got so here we got that right there, the winner circle. We got, I don't know who's more happier, the wives. Look how the wives and girlfriends and they're all smiling. The that car right there is just straight up beautiful. Just the Black Widow right there. But he was having problems. I think he won the last big tire cash days, and you had Marcus who had literally 4 passes on the setup with small tires on there. He actually put big tires on it Friday and made a couple of hits, and just he was out there to swing for the fences, and that he went out and tried. I mean, that's it. Let's see here. You had that race right there. I mean, you had some good setups. That car right there is just plain sick. From Maryland Relic, that car is just nasty. I don't think he pretty set the front tires down on most of the passes that I seen. He was when he did set down, it was probably after the finish line, and that Daniel's car right there is just that's another car that's just sick. He there's a that was a good race right there. Relic got out of the hole. It looked like maybe a little late, and Anthony just tore him up. Uh, the that past this race right here, man. After after my after Mike made that pass right there, that pass where we were at, man, that was in my opinion the car to beat. After watching all of them and all of them making the passes after the first round, that Mike was the car to beat in my opinion. That car made the fastest pass out of all of them. If Bobby's pass was fast. It's just he got squirrely and crossed, but his pass was he was moving too. That actually that car the other car over there was on a small tire, a medium tire, I guess we would say, and that that pass right there, Buster put down a pretty fast pass there, and the finals there. There we go. There's Daniel all lit up. You can't. There ain't no missing that guy right there. Money green. He likes that money green stuff. The 55 there. But are the last two cards we're trying to do a redo. Man, I don't know, man. But I'd like to see it again for sure. Uh, let them both just have a way at it, man. That weekend, in my opinion, was a good weekend. I mean, some I say that it wasn't. I mean, we had to beat around the bush all night long. We had with the spot to spot to spot, and that's just part of it, man. I mean, um, if you've been in the streets for any time, then nothing's guaranteed. Uh, you might have a weekend where you might have a couple passes, and then you might have a weekend where you have two passes, two or 200 passes, and all weekend and the whole weekend. They're Ryan. Here's a little tidbit. The Daniel was I guess out testing, and he popped his intake, and they took it over there to Ryan's shop, Casey Mack's shop, and he welded it up, and then they ended up, I think, facing each other in the semifinals, or what they end up facing each other, and they both did a burnout, and Daniel did popped his motor or did something, but they thought they could get it fixed. So Ryan didn't want to win that way, so they backed up and then ran the next two pairs, and apparently they couldn't get the car. They couldn't get the car fixed, so Ryan ended up getting a competition buy on that. But you know, let's see. I don't know if he's seen that or not. He hasn't seen it yet, so we might go to. We might try to get Kobe and Chad in here. Oh, but all in all, uh, man, good weekend. It was a long weekend, but we uh we all know that's part of it. And with the virus and everything taking place, some were gun shy. I mean that's part of it. So the so Chris, nice talking to you this weekend too. Oh wait, no, I thought never mind. That's somebody else. Uh, it was we met at a location that we've never met before, and we went to a spot that we uh we haven't been they haven't been to in a while, and oh. Or if I can get that in there, we'll try to get up there, Rolly. Uh, but it was it was a kind of slow getting started, which most people know to this stuff is slow at times. We got the first two races off, and then we had to move, and then we got to the second spot, and we didn't get no races off, and then we had to get to the third spot, and there it is. Rolly just messaged me this right here. Danger to Medifold. There you go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's for sure. And most people that most people that know street racing, we all know what we're in for. So, here we go. Okay. All right. Let's get these guys in here. What's up, sweet cheeks? As I said.
What's up, man?
Oh, recouping. How are y'all?
Tired.
I'm good. A little tired.
A little tired.
How's the trip home?
That was great. The old lady actually drove for a little bit. I slept, and then I took over, and we already got up. We've already made a day of it today, so you know the deal.
Oh yeah.
But first of all, congratulations to both of y'all. Badass race. Badass race. Is it a lot harder with these bigger tire cars? They're pushing out the stupid. They're loud, real loud, especially these blown cars. Does it make it harder for y'all guys to coordinate and set something up?
I think what makes it harder is the cars are badass, and it's kind of like a show that they're putting on, so it brings more spectators, I think, so that's the issue.
Not only that, but the trucks and trailers are, toters and 40-foot trailers versus a pickup truck and an open trailer. So you got to find somewhere that can accommodate that kind of crowd, and then also you got to find a road that can get them guys slowed down without having any problems. So I'm sure you've seen just as well as I did. There was some hopping down on the big end a few times.
Oh yeah. But you got to take into effect. That's what most people don't understand. Everybody asks, why do you only race 8th mile? Because it's hard to find a road that's straight and long enough to compensate. Because some of these guys are pushing 150, 170 miles an hour, even on the street. They're pushing that fast, and you got to compensate for a shutdown. I mean, most of them have chutes and everything, but as we've seen, who was it? Was it Anthony or who was it that had the chute?
There's multiples that didn't. Yeah, Anthony's chute didn't deploy, and I think Rankin's chute did the same thing to pass right before when they raced each other. So a couple chute failures right in a row.
Yeah. I mean, and that one road, I think that's the road that we went to when I first came down, and we showed up on a Friday night or something like that, and you had the two big tire racing, and they got real close. That's the same road that I was 2 or 3 years ago that I showed up out there, and I think it was Ryan and somebody got real close. Was that the same road that we went to? Do you remember, Toby?
Was it on small tires?
I can't remember. I think they were on big tires, but I think Ryan had to go because you had the small tire, and he was having to switch back over from small tire to big tire.
Yeah, I can't recall.
Hey, nice shirt though, Chad.
Right.
So y'all can breathe now, huh? So you can exhale.
Oh man.
It wasn't how we planned it, man, and everything leading up to this race was just kind of chaos. This whole, COVID outbreak I mean, just been rolling with the punches, man. We do, the cops didn't have much better to do than to chase us around all night. So at the end of the day, we got it done.
Yep.
It's all we can hope for. Nobody went to jail. That's some damn good racing. It just took all fucking night to see it.
Yeah. And most of us know that that's part of it. That's part of it.
How about that?
Hell yeah. It started getting chilly, and I don't know how much gas y'all poured on that thing, but that thing was lit like good. You could feel the heat off that thing for like 20 feet.
Chad was a Cub Scout.
Yeah. Seen everybody standing off and take advantage of it.
There you go. You had some extra fuel and you just wanted to get rid of, didn't you?
I actually borrowed that so I get that going.
But yeah, the cop deal with all this stuff going on, they ain't got nothing better to do right now. I mean, they ain't got no bars to go check or anything like that. So I mean, they're still gonna, if they get a call or whatever, then that's the hard thing at this point. That's the hard thing at this point. You got to step up your game with figuring stuff out as well. With all this Corona stuff, it makes it harder on us to plan and execute this stuff. But y'all did a badass job, in my opinion. I don't know. Some people,
Well,
you got the skepticals. Yeah, you got the skeptical people, but they've never been in our shoes. They don't.
Right.
Oh, we can do this, we can do that. It's like I was getting text messages all night long from, we should go here. That ain't my call. I mean, that's y'all's call. I mean, the road was good, and then it ended up being the road that somebody sent me when we went out there, and we couldn't even race there because of something I don't want to get into. But I mean, people have ideas and stuff like that, but it's just ideas.
Yeah, we followed our plan all night, and in the end, it all worked out. I definitely was very stressed in the beginning, but that all went away, and I kind of got used to switching spots too. So,
yeah.
But as we all know, we learn each time we have one of these. We learn something. Chad and I learned something, and I know you feel the same way too. Everyone, Richard, also Lonnie, all them guys, Matt.
I've been doing them for 20 years now, and I'm still learning.
Right.
You still learn. I mean, there's, and you always, you're the biggest criticism. You're the biggest critique of yourself than anybody else can be. So
that's
for sure.
And then when you go back, and you're always going to learn something that you want to say, oh, I ain't never going to do that. And then what happens again, you're like, shit. What? God dang, I shouldn't have did that, but I did it. But it happened. You learned, so you move on.
What's cool though is, and it's really humbling and it's really special to me. But we used to have a top 10 list and street race in order to get invites to Limpy's Catch Days, the real deal, and now we're having that kind of racing here, and it's I don't know, just blown away when I sit back and think about it like that.
And y'all did a badass job. It's a lot hard, in my opinion. It's a lot harder nowadays than it was back in when I used to do it a lot. Cell phones and if you got X amount of spots, all the kids know where X amount of spots are. So you gotta step up your game, because them fools, they will go to spot to spot to spot until they find you.
Man, they even found out about the meat spot. If we never even been there before,
Loose lips sink ships. I've been saying it forever. You tell one wrong person and it's over with.
Right.
But man, it I had fun this weekend. It was, I mean, even with all bullshit aside, and Corona this, and I mean, how many different states did y'all have there?
When it was all said and done, I'm not sure. I know originally we had 17 or 18, but that changed quick.
There's probably close to 10 states, I'm sure.
I was going
We
to
had
say the same
Texas, Ohio, KC,
Maryland,
Maryland,
Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Memphis. Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot.
it wasn't a lot of one state, or I mean, it was a wide variety of different states. You know, a couple cars from one state, a couple cars from another state, one car from one state. You know, so there was no clear winner. After Mike made his first pass over there on the concrete road, man, I was like, "That's your winner right there." I mean, even I mean, from the big end, because that's where I was at most. That's where I was the whole weekend, and he had the mile per hour, and he was
that thing
cooking.
was definitely moving.
Yeah, but
it drives out right every time though.
Yeah, in the streets though, nothing's guaranteed. So you might race on one good road, and then you might be going to a different road the next, and that's what happened. So,
yep,
we all know the tragedies of changing spots. So you might
that
not
spot
get
will definitely spoil some people.
Yeah, and you
that
might
concrete
get
down there was good.
You might get one good road, and then you might get asphalt road, which most y'all mostly have asphalt up there, correct?
Yep.
So so when you go to the good road, well, they're all good roads to me, but you know, everybody with concrete, land of concrete, because that's all we have down here mostly. I try to throw some asphalt on people just to screw with them.
Right.
And but when you go to concrete, and sometimes I've even did the cops are coming just because people are the people are getting used to just standing around and dicking around and taking their time. So I'll say, time to load up. I need to go somewhere else. You know, and but y'all didn't have that chance. I mean, we actually had to move all that long.
Hey, at least the cops were cool, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they could have been total ass when we was at that one spot. We were leaving because somebody said the cops were coming, so the old lady come picked us up, and we were loading everything up, and as we were leaving, he goes, "Man, that ain't a cop. That's a security guard." They said, you know, PD on the side of it. I said, "No, that's a paddy wagon. What that is." So we've been there before. We need to let's roll. Let's just go ahead and roll and get on out of here.
Right.
Oh.
You know what's funny though is the times we did talk to the cops, they didn't have a word to say about the coronavirus or anything like that.
No, they didn't.
Nah.
We might have to tell Anthony how to get on here. He said I sent the same message that I sent y'all. I told him, I said, just click the link.
It took me a minute.
Yeah. He said he did.
Tell him to scroll down and hit join the group.
I've never done it before, to be honest with you.
You got to copy and paste it on the web browser, and then once you open up the web browser, you got to go down to the bottom underneath of your video that you're looking at, and there's a little bar that you click and it adds you in.
All right, I'll tell him. Click and paste.
I know some people out there tell him how to do it.
Website into.
He can win cash days, but he can't join a group, huh?
I mean, I'm really illiterate when it comes to Facebook and stuff. I'm glad I got this program that helps me out.
Man, so, you look like a pro. You got that cell saw up behind your head.
Yeah, green screen.
That's green screen. So, and it took me. I still can't get it. I don't know, man. I don't get enough time to work on stuff. I mean, I work too much.
I hear that.
When I do get home, I'm tired. So, yeah. I'm trying to get all of us in here.
Yeah, buddy.
No, that hit from Hollywood Bobby, man. That was some driving at its finest right there. That
You know,
he didn't
if
stay
he
in his
would,
lane, but
if he would have
man,
went straight, he was
if he
on
would
a
have went
pass.
straight, yeah, that would have
He
been
That bitch
a
was
fucking
rolling.
lick.
Yeah, I mean, he was on a pass now.
That looked like all of it, right to the fucking gate.
Yeah, I seen the video from the downside of it, and he took off like a rocket. It just went right.
I mean, I bet he had 75 foot on him right out of the hole.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was really lopsided, like really bad. But I don't think Kerry. I think Kerry was having problems.
Yeah, he knocked him off right at the start.
Yeah, but you know, that's sometimes the blower cars. You know, they're like that. You know, I mean, if you got, I think he said he's got too much. It's too much detuned. That I think that's about all he can detune it to. That's kind of scary. What that car would actually make on a good road with some rubber down, that might be.
I was really looking forward to seeing old Pro Mod Steve Vega hitting that Mustang. We went out testing on the wall with him at the wall, and they were having some problems and decided not to enter the car. But man, that thing sounds ridiculous, and they had like the world's smallest pulley on it. So I mean, it was nothing but business. That thing would have been a monster.
Yeah, them Cali guys, them guys were just. I kind of feel bad for him, driving all that way and then having, problems, especially him and Kelly having problems and stuff. I was like, man, I don't know how big the long drive that is, but damn, they were in it. If they're going to drive that far, that far to enter it.
And Memo with West Coast 1320 came too. Flew in.
Yeah. Did you hear how much he paid for tickets? Round trip tickets? $70. I was like, holy, you gotta be kidding me.
Sounds like it's time to go to Hollywood, man. Shit, fly out there for $70.
I told him,
What's up, Rankin?
I said, I want to go out to that spot in Compton. He goes, man, they don't race there no more. I said, I don't care. I just want to go out there and see it.
Dude, I went out there last year, and I was driving up to the spot, and I pull up, and it was like, probably one of the most eerie feelings I've ever had. Like, man, I ain't getting out down here by myself and just fucking checking out this road. So I hung out for a minute, and there just wasn't nothing good around. There was just a bunch of people walking around, and I wasn't in the right element. So I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So, what Memo was telling me, he goes, man, that's weird that he goes, if you drive up to the spot, you wouldn't think that it's an actual spot because there's houses across the street.
Right. Oh, for sure.
He goes, yeah, there's houses. He goes, people when they pull in there, people just pull in people's driveways and just chill.
Dude, it is in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and he goes, you wouldn't think that people actually race there, and you see the rubber on the ground, of course. But he goes, it's kind of a mix. You got a residential on one side and commercial on the other.
I've always told Toby we need to have a hood cash days. Take it down to the KC hood and just have everybody block for us. The cops don't go down there anyway, so fuck, we can race on some residential streets down there, and it probably happened.
I think you'll be having picnics in the front yard.
There you go. Yeah, that's bucket list, and of course,
for sure.
Sweden, of course, that's
my
bucket list. That's king bucket list for me.
For sure.
So, did y'all learn anything?
Yeah.
I lost you guys' sound.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? No, I'm just joking. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Toby, you might have to, uh-oh, hold on.
I can hear you.
Can you hear, how about you, Toby? You might have to exit out and come back in. So, you might, uh-oh. He might have to exit. Oh, there. He might have to exit and come back in. So,
but yeah, we definitely learned something, and that was patience, man. I think Toby and I both did a good job at just not letting it, wear us out. There's a few times where I was like, oh shit, this ain't good, but we took that hour intermission, regrouped, went right back at it, and it worked. So,
Can you hear me now?
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get like a call or text or something, sometimes it interferes with the deal. So and you lose sound. That's what I've learned. You just gotta. Uh-oh.
what's up, Gap Man?
Gap Man in the house.
Yeah, we were at Ryan's shop. We were at Ryan's shop, and he was in there. I didn't think he was as short as he was.
What?
I didn't think he was as short as he was.
Who y'all talking about? Mustang Mike?
No, Chris.
The Gap Man.
The Gap Man. No, I'm just kidding. We were talking about Richard when we went to his house Friday night and slept up there. It's just 3 hours closer for us, and then we were looking at the pictures on his wall, and in the pictures on the pictures, his girl, which is usually about 5 inches taller than him, in the pictures they're like level. So, and I said, "Was you squatting down?" She goes, "Yeah, I had to squat down because he wouldn't stand on the stool." Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. Sorry, Richard. Nobody's watching. Oh, yeah. Oh, what do you say?
There was definitely a lot of scouting roads, and Toby's good at having all them pin drops ready. Them group chats are essential. You got to have all the racers in a group chat. It's just so much easier. The page is fun too, but group chats work out way easier.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What
yeah.
you drinking? What you drinking? Uh-oh. There you go.
Kansas City whiskey, Riegers.
I got mine right here. Straight.
FYI, Riegers is making hand sanitizer.
They are. And a little Coca-Cola. Cherry flavor. A little splash.
Oh, yeah. I think Rolly's trying to give Anthony how to get on here. Appreciate it, Rolly. So, what's next for y'all? Or you can't tell?
Well, we had something planned.
Right.
We went ahead and delayed it.
Oh, okay.
Pains me so bad.
Well, it's part of it, until we get over with what's going on right now, which I keep telling everybody, the cops ain't got nothing better to do. So, I mean, they're going to interfere with your plans until they can get back on their regular schedule doing regular stuff.
Right.
But it is what it is. Like I had one guy that he messaged me and he was talking about who wanted us to do something somewhere, and I was like, well, until I know exactly what's going to happen, I ain't planning anything except for street stuff.
Right.
Just other than the stuff that's already locked in. If it's street, that's what I was telling somebody. If something falls out, then we might have something, on short notice. But other than that, I mean, if you plan something out, man, everything's going to happening. So, everybody already got a bunch of shit already lined out. So if something happens and rains or then you're gonna have shit stacked on top of each other.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be shit stacked, fucking all year. Everybody's gonna be trying to have an event, fucking every weekend.
For sure.
I could have my car done right now, but there ain't no point. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of more shit, and it's back on jack stands getting upgrades. So
for sure.
And people keep wanting us to have track events at their track. So
appreciate it, Chris.
Yeah, that's what guys will want me to do stuff, and
Yeah.
I was like, until we know exactly what's going on and with everything, because I've heard April 30th, I've heard middle of May, I've heard June 1st. I mean, I've heard. Luckily, I'm still working as of right now, but
same here.
But man, them lots are getting full or getting small that we pick up at. So it might be getting slim on my end. So my car's on. Well, I've got pretty much everything for my car already bought, except for the Holly and injectors and stuff, and wiring. But I'm going to put all that stuff on hold until I figure out what's
Get you
going
some
on.
of them FID injectors.
FID.
Tom Sewell's the man. I had them old Bill atomizers in my car last year and had nothing but problems. So Tom got me hooked up with some FIDs, and all my buddies got them. Grafton, Hachinsky, everybody's got them. So
Stephanie Johnson, I used a bunch of her pictures. I don't know if y'all.
They were awesome.
Yeah,
some badass shots. Some badass. I mean, that car right there.
That's my favorite car all weekend.
Is nasty. That's no other word.
Dude,
it's
his
just
first
nasty.
hit, like, I haven't had my heart pound like that in a while. At the 330, it just picked up the front wheels and just, fucking rode out all the way to this. This past the 660. What, he run 900 foot probably?
Oh yeah, he went way past. Well, what was odd is that road looks flat. Well, I don't know if his chassis is just so stiff that it's
no, it's not flat.
It was like he was like skipping, like you skip a rock. It was like he was skipping.
It was bad.
And it made me nervous. I was like, holy shit, is he gonna... And then they flew through the stop sign, and then they just went uphill, and it was like he got stopped and didn't turn around. And when they were at that last spot when he ran, and I think it was him and Anthony ran.
Yeah. In the
Them were
semifinals.
two. Yeah, I know he left. I guess he left a little late, but
Rankins drew the bye for second round.
Yeah, but when they ran, and then they got there passing on the big end, they were hopping and skipping up there on the big end. I was like, holy, and I was like zoomed in on them. I'm like, are they going to get stopped? Are they going to get
That's
stopped?
whenever Rankin's parachute didn't deploy.
Yeah, and it wrapped around his wheelie bar.
And I don't know if it was just Hercules is so fucking loud, but it didn't sound like Rankin's car was on a mission like it was the first couple passes. But I think it was just Hercules was just so loud I couldn't fucking hear it. So
yeah, it was skipping.
Hey, my dude, you're a driving fool.
That's no doubt.
But when they're past, they look like they were. It looked like Anthony just looked like every pass he was pretty much. Except the first pass didn't seem as fast. Just from my perspective, didn't seem as fast. But all the other ones, he was like a slingshot out of the hole. He was like,
yes.
He was like when Mustang Mike ran, and he was. I watched that whole pass, and that guy. I don't know if something happened. Well, changing the road might have did, but he just seemed like I said, he was the guy to beat. And then when I seen the second pass with Anthony, I was like, holy shit.
Whenever Mike raced Anthony, Mike drove out, 10 foot out of the groove right from the hit and was out on some bare asphalt. So, that first hit was on concrete.
Oh.
He laid it down.
Yeah. They turned it down.
We can tell. Although I do think that the fastest pass I've seen all night was whenever Daniel blew the car up and Ryan got to make a solo pass on that concrete road. Dude.
Man, when he put it in the high gear and you could hear the boost like jump up like 20 pounds.
Thing was moving.
Yeah, he shut it off about. I'd say he didn't make a full pass, but he shut it off probably about. I'd say it was before the finish line. I'd say 600 feet or so, maybe 580, and he turned it off. But yeah, he was cooking, and I was like, yeah, that was he was going to see what them tires would hold because
Right.
you know
I would have liked to see the race get done on that road because it would have been a fucking knockdown drag out.
which was I talked with Ryan at the shop, and he said he didn't do nothing other than put the big tires and the bars on it. He didn't do nothing else. How long has it been since Ryan been on big tires?
Couple of years.
Couple years.
Oh,
I mean,
almost 3.
Yeah, so he didn't really have enough time to test and get used to big tires again. Which I told him, I said, man, I think you should have went. Just left the small tires on it, and I think you're faster with small tires on it. And he said, not according to the whatever
The
draggy, whatever. Yeah, he said it wasn't according to draggy. And I was like, oh
no,
okay.
the numbers that he was running on that concrete road, there ain't no way you're doing that on a small tire.
Oh yeah. Well, plus you got them sissy sticks back there to keep you planted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah. So, what did I say? What? Could happen.
Sure.
Could happen.
Yeah, we got to find a car hauler to haul our cars out there. Lippy, you driving?
I drive every day.
Load the truck up with a bunch of race cars?
I drive every day. And then you had Heath right here with here we watch this video of the finish line. I'm sure y'all seen it, but we'll let everybody see it who hasn't seen it. Oh, solid half car. And what was odd was from my perspective. From my perspective, it looked like Ryan
lost you guys again.
Did.
I'll be right back.
Oh boy. From my perspective, Ryan got out of the groove, out of the hole, and then it looked like he had to drive it a little bit. But
yeah,
I asked
he
him,
instantly went left and he drove back in the groove. And
I asked him if you hit the override. He goes, "Hell yeah, I hit the override. I had to."
Yeah, he was hunting, but it was a little too late. You don't let Hercules get out on you, man. That dude, that thing makes power.
Yeah,
it is cool seeing that car up in Kansas City, man.
Yeah, we love to finish on the concrete road. Yep, for sure. We have y'all's winner right here. Here we go. We have everybody on here. We have everybody on. Is that good? Is that good with you?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
I can hear.
Good. I can build motors. I can drive cars, but I can't operate this phone.
That's fine. I have problems with it too. So congrats on your win.
Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I had a blast. Thank y'all for putting the race on. It was awesome time. You can see I still look like I'm tired, I believe. I've worked all day. Been working on stuff all day and watching the show, of course.
Yeah.
But
so what's your preference? I know y'all do the arm drop stuff. Do you care? Just as long as you're racing.
As long as I'm racing, I don't care because I can do either one. You know, we before we started the arm drop, we were doing light, just like everybody else. But we found, like anything, you can find figure out a way to give somebody an advantage on anything you do. I think, and we've seen where we got cheated on the light a few times, and we was just trying to figure out something different and have our own deal, And JJ come up with the arm drop, and it took us all. We still ain't learned it. I mean, it's difficult. It's a mind game.
Yeah. But your first pass,
mm-hmm.
man, I'll be honest with you, it didn't look like, it didn't look competitive compared to the other ones. I don't know.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I had A to B in it, and just didn't know what it's going to do, and which we come back and we just, I've gotten beat several times this year by knocking the tires off. So I'm learning to do A to B's first. And if you win, luckily you'll win and go on and keep on turning it up every pass.
Yeah. Mike's pass, that first pass when he raced Derek.
Yep.
I was like, wow, that's the guy that's the guy to beat right there after his first pass, and then after that, everybody just kept getting faster and faster. I mean, just that's just the way it always is. But y'all went like stupid fast.
Yeah, it was when I think he tried to put a little bit too much to it and got a little looser than I did. I didn't even change my tune between them two passes. And I've got one thing I've got on my steering wheel. I got a retard button, which actually I can slow the car down if I think it's gonna, if I think it's gonna break loose or something, or if it's gonna wheelie, I can grab that button and slow it down. Well, that first pass, I was on it more than I thought I was. We looked at the data, and I was pretty much on it the whole run. So I was killing. And the next pass, I didn't change the tune. I just didn't get on that button at all.
Well, yeah, and you just kept getting faster and faster. Did changing the roads? Did it mess with your head a little bit?
It did. I did, and which Austin helps me tune. We both make decisions, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Two heads sometimes ain't very good on doing stuff like that. But I usually trust him a lot, and I second guess a lot. He don't. He makes a decision, and he puts it in there, and he's done. And but I pretty much trusted him, and he did turn it down just a little bit from them two different roads, but not much really at all. But Hercules works pretty good.
What size Pro Charger is that?
It's an F1X-12, which now that was a class blower they made, and I'm assuming that class there ain't no more. But now now they call it F3-112.
I got you.
But it's basically an F3, and it's I had the same blower and same fuel system and everything on my small block. I didn't change nothing when I put the motor in there. I just went from a 380 small block to a 540 big block and bolted it all on.
That's actually what I was going to use before I bought my twins was F1X12. And I was set on it. They're here local in Kansas City, so I just couldn't find it for the right price.
I didn't even think twice about that on the way home, walk from Pro Chargers. And man, I wish I'd known you'd been there. I've been out there with you all night. And I didn't even think about telling. And then I felt bad, but we would have had them out there if they'd known it. But he's been
fine by yourself.
Yeah, he's Walt he works at Pro Charger, and he's been excellent to me. I mean, I couldn't do this without sponsors. I mean, I can tell you right now, I can't do it. And they sponsor me and been good to me. So I big shout out to them because I can't do it without them.
Just a bucket of bolts, right?
Yeah, bucket of bolts. All this TV money everybody thinks we get is yeah. I told somebody the other day I couldn't buy my wheel and tires with my TV money.
That's a misconception on things. Everybody thinks that they're just giving. Hand and fist, just giving you stuff.
And I enjoy doing it, but it's there's a time you think, man, do you really want to keep on doing this? But I won't. I ain't planning on quitting anytime soon. But it's rough. It ain't what everybody thinks it is.
You having fun with it?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of work for me. Of course, I got to deal with JJ. He got several cars.
I'm sorry,
and I keep him. I have to keep him going. That's kind of my full time job. That's what pays my bills around here. Really, is keeping him going. So I it's kind of hard to quit that.
No, yeah, especially if he's helping you put food on the table.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's done that for several years, so I can't turn him down.
Yeah.
But he's been good to me. But it is a lot of work filming, and it's been a while since I've got to go race on my own, and I was kind of lost. I was sitting there, what I do next, and I didn't really know how to do. Besides load up and unload.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We've done that a few times, but
y'all think y'all got that down pat this past weekend?
Well, I did. I figured it out, and I even thought ahead. I didn't bring my golf cart. I didn't bring several things because I thought, well, if I need to hurry up and load up, I need to, I wish I'd had my golf cart several times, but I didn't bring it just for that fact, 'cause I figured, and I'm glad. One reason I'm kind of glad I didn't bring it, but there was a couple times I wish I had it when I was running.
I'm sorry, man. We're
No,
sorry.
we're good. We're all good. I needed to run, really. It didn't hurt.
Your wife and them, and the whole team, they look like I could hear them screaming.
Oh yeah, everybody hears her.
Even after you went through the traps, I could still hear y'all banging. I could hear them screaming.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
She's pretty loud mouth. She's my biggest supporter for sure. And there's a lot of people comments. I don't never see Bobby on TV, but I hear.
I could hear her down there, and
she gets excited.
She was happy, and then even in these, where did that picture go? Look at that picture.
Yeah, she cheesing.
They smiling more than you are. Look at that.
Yeah, I was about to fall asleep. I ain't lying.
How can you fall asleep after that pass?
I was real excited. And what's funny, we've been up all that night. I said, well, I'm gonna go to the room and get some sleep and then leave and go home. I did, and I went to the room, took a shower, and drove all the way home. I was still excited. Still excited.
Yeah, you don't fall asleep after that.
Yep. I had wrote down something a while ago when y'all first got on. There was somebody asking about us rerunning at the end. We had actually, he come over and asked me did I want to rerun it for 1,000 on small tire, and I had my small tires with me. And if it hadn't been so late and what we'd done, I'd done it.
Right.
I've actually grown to really like the small tires. I didn't at first, but I've got some pretty good tunes on small tire.
How do you turn that thing down?
I hate to tell my secret, but I just leave it in high gear when I put small tires on it. I put it in high gear, same tune, and it'll run just as fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Awesome. That car works really well on some surfaces like that. Now you get it on some really glued down surfaces, it wants to hook too hard, and I can't control it.
Then you're hitting that button, huh?
Yeah, hitting the button, and I do everything, and usually it'll hit the tire so hard it'll knock the tires off and spin.
I always joke with Austin and say that that thing's got like 47 inches of front tire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toby, I think you're frozen. You might have to come back in.
Okay,
we can hear you. We can hear you. We just can't. You're not moving.
Yeah, moving.
Okay.
Yeah, it does have a lot of travel, and I think that's some of my issues at the tracks when we're at some no prep tracks. I'm learning to try to crank that down, but I'm scared to because I'm afraid it works too good like it is on stuff like that, and I'm scared to do too much to it. But I do have some I can adjust the travel on it.
Did you?
It works from surface to surface. It A to B.
And people don't believe me. I didn't change much from that concrete that last spot.
Oh, I could tell. It was moving.
Just playing with my little button. Everybody got a scramble button. I got a slow down button.
It's a good idea.
If it works, it works. I mean,
it does. And I've been wanting to maybe even put a button where I can speed it up, but I think I get trigger happy with that.
You feel like it's going, and then you hit it, and then it's not.
Yeah,
going.
Yeah.
That's what I asked Ryan. I said after I went, I went and talked to y'all, and then I went over and talked to him, and I asked him. I said, "Did you hit the scramble button?" He goes, "Hell yeah, I had to."
What was funny on that pass, if y'all go look at that one video, it didn't shift. And I've been having some problem with it not shifting, so I was shifting it early, and I was slowing it down most of the time because, I don't know how much I was slowing down. And when I go into high gear, I give it more timing, and it goes faster. So that last pass, I ran most of that way down through there in low gear and never got into my really horsepower. Once it shifted, I started pulling away from him, and it was at the finish line then.
Yeah.
It's geared pretty high. The car's geared pretty high too.
Did you have
a power glide in there?
It's the turbo glide. It's got a Rosler turbo glide. I ain't got no secrets. It got a 140 low gear. So I mean it ain't a big jump when it shifts, But when it shifts, I do have more timing in the motor and it got more power.
Yeah. Did you see the video from the big end?
Yeah, that was good. And that on a couple of them, you could see where it really started pulling. That was when it shifted.
Yeah.
And if I'd shifted sooner, it would have probably been a little bit more. Might have been a car length, still half a car, but either way, it's a win. But I was excited. If you watch, I don't know if y'all watched that video on that 660 Street. I was pretty excited inside the car. I think he muted some stuff with music.
Yeah. Oh, Richard, he's a wizard with that stuff.
Yep, he done good. I was proud of it. I'm glad y'all taking the time and doing this with me because I mean, all I know is cars. Keep on cars and make them go fast. All I've been doing since I was 12-year-old.
That's good. Well, look what it's got you.
Yeah, and I I ain't taking the credit for the Memphis Street Outlaws, but I make them go.
There you go. Uh-oh. Richard goes, I had to.
Yep. But he done good. And Austin was doing a little bit of that. He's learning that too. He's learning some of the video stuff.
It was really cool
on his YouTube.
It was really cool to see all you guys, Mustang Mike and Beth too, all how excited you guys were, man. Like that was cool.
Hey, we're like that every time one of us win. I mean, it's just like we're all brothers and sisters. I mean, we all are really, but it's exciting, But when you see your kids win, that's really, like I said, Austin. I've said this before. I don't tell him in person, but he's probably a little better driver than I am, but I don't tell him much. And one of these days I need to give it up and let him have it, but I'm having fun right now.
Well, we're live right now. I don't know if I can mute that.
Yeah, I'd be all right. He's all right.
We'll have to edit it out, but anyway,
he's good. he's pretty good kid, and pretty good driver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've seen him in action.
Yeah. He'll drive anything. He don't care. And I was the same way when that age. I remember I used to drive everybody's cars and come in and drive my car and tell me what's wrong with it. And shoot, I was tickled death, But I see him on there. But not just yet, son.
He's still doing pretty good himself.
Yeah, he does. He does really well. We're trying to get his car back together. And
Cold-hearted tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be a Pro Charge small block.
Sweet.
Be a little bigger one than what I had, but it ought to be pretty good.
Do you have preference between apparently y'all like Pro Charger? Have y'all dabbled with any other stuff other than nitrous?
Just nitrous. I hadn't done no turbo stuff. For one reason I think is for what we're doing. It's what I've seen. It's harder to do turbos on arm drop stuff on our end. There's some people real good at it, and there's some of them that's really messed up every time they got up there.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Brian Britt's pretty good at it. You got to be pretty talented, and I probably could learn it, but I don't know. The Pro Charger's instant. You push train brake just like brake racing. You push train brake and gas and it's go.
It's instant power.
I got ignition switch and headlights on. That's all I got. I ain't got no switches to worry about, no bottle pressures, no valves, no. As long as I got my timing set right, my computer.
What box you run on that thing?
The grid. Got the MSD grid. And only thing I can adjust on the fly is the leaving RPM, and that changes quite a bit. That's a big deal on the Pro Charger because that's boost, The RPM makes boost.
Oh yeah.
So you can change that leaving RPM and really make it violent. And what's crazy, this motor I got in the car now, I've never turned it much over halfway. I've never put all the timing in it. I've never been able to. And when I do, the car don't handle it. But it's a pretty
chassis not good enough.
I don't know. It's just, and it's a home built car. It's It's a stock front end, back half. I built it right here where I'm sitting here talking to you in the shop floor. And wasn't intended to ever go this fast, but it does. It does pretty good. And I don't know. I think I can make it go faster it'd be some chock changing and limit that front end. Be a lot of stuff I hadn't tried.
What happened up in Cali, man? I seen you smoking the tires the whole way down the Kansas City streets. That thing goes straight.
I know it normally does, but I'll tell you, at that track at Cali, and that's the first time we'd ever been there. There's a wall, and they told me it was a sound ordinance wall on that left lane. And at a certain time of night, at a certain temperature, it turns to solid, just a sheet of wet water, just on the left lane. And I don't know if it's because the air can't get through there and it's just drawing moisture or what. But I mean, it done it. I sat there and watched the car go down through that. And the next pass, I got loose, and it was at a transition, and it got loose, and I couldn't stop it. I was turning to the right, and it was going left. It just sliding, and I just bumped the wall.
Man,
but just got it painted. Every time last two cars I've had painted.
For a bump on the wall, that is minimal.
Yeah, it was. I thought when it hit, man, it tore it all to pieces. And I got out, it wasn't that bad.
No.
And I've got stuff to fix it. I just
add some character to it. I like
it.
Yeah,
that's what everybody's saying, and that's what JJ said. He's leave it alone, leave it alone.
You definitely got the cash to fix it now.
Yeah, but it the car does well. I'm tickled. I've got a bunch of people to thank for that. Like I said, and I've got one friend of mine, Adam Hennard. JJ calls him Combine. I don't know if y'all ever heard him talk about him. He's a farmer here, just down the road, and he ain't never drag raced. He's done some rock crawling stuff, but this dude has pretty much comes and helps me anytime I need it. He'll drop a dime and come and do whatever I need. And it's a lot of the nights my car made it anywhere just because of him, because I was trying to get JJ's ready, But so I give him a lot of credit, and Austin too. Austin, of course, he's here most of the time doing whatever I ask him. But Adam, not being a family member of nobody, the guy just showed up one day and started working, and you can ask people around me. It's hard for me to trust anybody to work. I've been working by myself for 20 years, and it's hard for me to trust anybody, to make sure stuff done right. Right. And he's one of them. I can just say, hey, I need this done, and let him go.
Some people are like that. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't hold them down. You just tell them what to do, and they just go do it.
Yep.
Or some people, I think, got to be told what to do. They just do it.
Well, and that's the way he is. And I'm the type, if I tell somebody to do it, it ain't gonna help me because I'm usually standing there making sure they're doing it right. So I ain't getting nothing else done. You know what I mean? It ain't helping me nothing because it's usually slowing me down. But so I'd rather do it myself. But people like him, I can just, hey, I need this done, and walk off.
Yeah, you ain't got to second guess them.
And it ain't most of the time it ain't the people. It's me. It ain't just me.
Well, you're setting your ways. You're like me. You're setting your ways, and when you're probably your biggest critic.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess I don't know what people. I think my whole life, I think I've had the ADHD or whatever they call it, and I just the racing, I think, was my medication. It kept me where I can focus on stuff, Because I ain't never.
That's about the only thing I can focus on.
I ain't never been able to focus on much else myself, but racing. But
it was a pleasure to have you guys up, man. I hope
I'm planning on doing some more.
The unfortunate, moving around shit didn't deter nobody from the Kansas City stuff because
we've done it before.
It ain't always like that.
I was actually at one of that Dallas. Remember when JJ come to your race at Dallas, Limpy?
Mm-hmm.
I was there then, and that was a pretty bad one.
The second night, yeah.
Yeah, the second night. The first night was good.
Yeah, first night we got 26 races done, and then we finally had to leave. But the last 8 races, it took almost all night.
I actually left right before the Bird Boys got busted. I didn't go that last one. I actually had to get home. Austin was graduating the next day, so I had to get home.
Yeah,
he was still in school then. But that was a
good time. It was a good time.
It kind of reminded about the same way. It was pretty close, about the same deal.
Yeah,
the second night, but
yeah.
But no, I plan on, and if it hadn't been so late the other day, I would have. If I'd had the energy, I probably would have stuck my small tires on, run Ryan on.
What you talking about late? It was
early
in the morning.
Well, how you call that? Early. Unless you meet him. But yeah, that was that was cool. I had a ball for sure.
Well,
It's
Anthony,
always good
what's
watching the
next
sun
for you?
come up.
I don't know. You know, with this Corona stuff going on, we're getting postponed.
Are y'all getting postponed?
Far as my deal, you know, me and Austin is putting on a race in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Labor Day weekend, I think, is May 23rd, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that weekend, Labor Day weekend. And I'm hoping we don't get postponed, you know. I'm hoping it'll
Yeah, you're fine now.
I'm kind of hoping that'll be about the time they let everybody start doing stuff again, and it'll be packed. You know.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, and it's all Austin's kind of doing. It's his deal. I'm letting him do the deal, and you know, of course, I'll be there supporting him 110%. But we named it the Hercules. I honestly don't remember what he named it, but he could tell you. But he's got that's our next deal. But JJ's got a couple arm drops scheduled. I know I'll be there. But then, of course, I'm looking to see what y'all got going on.
Summertime.
And I like I said, I tried to encourage Cart to come the other day. He hadn't raced his car since he got it back together, and he kind of act like he's interested, and then no. But I think he'll get it. It's beautiful. His car is beautiful, and
I talked to Brian Britt. I talked to Brian Britt at the beginning of the week too, and he's like, "Man, I just made my first street hit on it."
Yeah,
he's like, I ain't ready yet, but that could change by Saturday.
Yeah. And I didn't talk to him. I should have called him, but I maybe more of us start coming. You know, they see I done good, and I might get more of us there, and we'll all have a good time.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems the general consensus is everybody has a blast whenever they come to one of these deals.
Yeah. Oh, I did for sure. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I had pretty much my whole family. I got one more son. He had to work, so he didn't get to make it. And but he was watching. Limpy had him watching.
What's nice is these big tire guys. Everybody's a little bit more understanding of everything that goes on.
Yeah,
that would have been a small tire race, dude. Me and Toby would have been hung for moving twice.
Yeah,
so,
well, and I could see that some, but it don't bother me because everybody got to do the same thing. I mean, that's what we've learned in the last few years. It don't matter what you got; everybody's dealing the same deck. Kind of like the light and the arm drop. You both got the same options to do whatever you want to do. And I ain't gonna lie, on Rankin when I run him on his deal, I thought I'd jump. Didn't mean I got lucky and timed it right, and I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to guess a lot. I anticipated it myself, and I thought I seen it, but I wasn't sure. But I did see the light come on, but I didn't know if it was when I was going by it or. And he said, "Boy, you jumped that light good." I said, "Man, I'm telling you, I wasn't trying to do that for sure. I'd rather have a fair race, And but
yeah, you did good. Looked like a light professional to me.
Nah, I've done it a long time, and like I said out there, the drag strip I raised up at, the tree was old. It had an amber and a green and a red. So we left on the first light to come on. That's what I've done that since I was 13-year-old, pretty much at that track till I still go up there, when I can. And
at George Ray's, right?
Yep, George Ray's. He was a pretty good dude. I raced there, and he was old when I started racing there, and he was old, I guess, until he died, But he didn't take no crap. He was a pretty neat little place.
Yep.
But Bobby on there arguing with somebody.
Nah. It was all good.
I see. Me and Rankin got history. That was our fourth race, and
oh shit,
that was our fourth race, and I outrun him once at an old airstrip, and it was real crappy surfaces. I mean, it's bad. And I think I outrun him again. We was in Delaware. Delmar, Delaware, where we was at, and it come down to me and him in the finals on small tire, and I jumped, and he set.
Damn.
The next day on big tire, I called him out, and he wouldn't take it. But we drawed trips, and I drawed him first round. And I beat him.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yep, and I beat him then too. And then
So you're
of course,
3 out of 4.
I'm 3 out of 4, so I'm good.
The only time he won is when he sat.
He sat on me, and I barely jumped. I barely jumped.
Oh,
damn,
shit.
Chris.
Yeah,
But
that's racing. That's it. Sure is. You just got to do your best.
Hey, there ain't no doubt about it. That boy's got a hot rod.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah,
He's smart. He's a smart guy. I like picking on him, but
He's probably one of the most humble and easy
He
to get
is.
along with people that I've encountered out here.
he is. I can see him stir people. I've seen him stir people's pot, but he's just as nice. You know, he ain't doing it to be mean. He just likes to, just like anybody else. You know,
Right.
but he's a good guy. But I'm glad I'm one more up on him because that means it's going to take him 2 races to get up on me now. 2 or 3. Yeah, he's going to get me. I know he will. But
That is one rowdy LSX. I don't know what he's got, but
hey,
Chris,
the first
was that a
time
427 or something?
I think so. I think it is. The first time he come to Memphis film one night, he come up there and was testing the night before and blowed the motor up. And that dude went and bought a junkyard motor and put it in that car and didn't get it done in time to race that night and didn't get to race. He's 100% hardcore, I can tell you that. He done drove from Pennsylvania all the way up there.
He said, rather blow the tires off against you than you have running.
I don't blame you. I'm the same way. If somebody outrun me, they outrun me. But if they outrun me, I'd like to have some kind of excuse. But
Hell, you make excuses even though you won.
I know it. I'm not,
Would have been a gut.
I don't know what you call it, but I'm not very optimistic. I guess that's what you call it. I've raced a lot, and I've got beat a lot, and I've won a lot. But
There you go.
27, 80 millimeter. That's 880 millimeter turbos.
Yeah.
No, Chris a good dude. But that's some pretty neat history. Some people don't know, you know. But when they draw at each other, we just, you know, it kind of got rowdy, and a lot of people didn't understand. But
Yeah, Daniel came up here to rebuild his car.
yeah, I seen that. He had some bad luck, and I've been there. I've done that, and I've done that before and end up winning, and I've done it and not even make first round, you know. But you got to try. You can't give up.
That first hit he made looked promising.
Yeah, it was.
It looked good.
It went straight down Broadway on that. I was like, wow.
And that was Bear first round, first car down the road.
That first road, I think, would have been more challenging than any of them, maybe, I think. But now the last one was hooking good. It just rough. Had a little bumps in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen that first pass I made that last street. It went on the finish line and landed sideways.
Yeah.
I pulled the chute, but it was, you know, it was, of course, too late. But it helped some, I guess. But
yeah,
and I forgot I had some loose weights in the back, just some bagged weights, and it shuffled them around. One of them fell out up there that one pass.
Yeah, I'm the one that grabbed it. Your kilo of lead.
Yeah, that's some of my top secret stuff there. I really need to fix that correctly, but I hadn't done that yet.
No, back to that first road. Sean McKay, which was the second round, he was racing. Or no, he was first one. He's the one that lost to Daniel. But dude, I was standing right behind the car. He let off the trans brake, and I swear he shaved that road down an inch, and I caught every rock from the tire.
Dang.
So he got done he left a groove in the road. So, that would have been a rough road.
Wore down. I think that one would have been more trickier than the rest of them for sure because but
I ain't been raced on in a while.
I know y'all see how Hercules does. It likes that stuff. It likes them roads.
Yeah, because when the cops showed up with that, I was told he was just on the laptops and They just looked
Yeah.
at him, and he didn't care. He's like, I
No.
got data to look at over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, he was the one that had the cops at the hotel hanging out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I was saying that.
Grizzly.
He's doing a meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Some of the cops are, some of the cops are cool like that. They just want to see what you got. They don't care. They
Yeah.
got more people, murderers and all that stuff to deal with. And
That's what I told Austin. I told Austin that the cops was bored. They didn't have nothing to do, so that's why they run us off so much. With nobody out.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we've had our issues before with having to change spots, but never like that.
Not that bad. Well,
No, our
we've done
small
it. We've
tire
done it a
cast
lot.
days, man. We got ran off one time in the whole race. That's 43 cars.
Right. Right.
I did. I told Austin that too. I said, I'm glad 40 something didn't show up because that would have been rough. That'd been rough trying to get all them over.
Real.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think you'd still be sitting where you're sitting, man, because that fucking hot rod was moving.
yeah, it was getting better, and I every pass I was a little bit faster. I got a little draggy deal, everybody used them, and it was getting faster every pass. But the last one it did slow down a little bit because it didn't shift.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, you got any sponsors you want to name and to help you out?
I've got, like I said, I've got several. Of course, Rosler Transmission and Pro Torque Converters. They got me hooked up right there, and everything works perfect. I can brag on that transmission. I leave in high gear all the time, and it's been in the car for 3 years. I ain't took it out.
You foot brake it in high, or how you do that?
No, the trans brake works in both gears.
No shit.
That dude, I don't know if y'all know much about the Rosler guy, but he builds every piece inside his transmission. He builds the trans brake solenoid. He builds his valve bodies. He builds everything. I think pretty much besides maybe the front pumps. He's a pretty talented guy. And the stuff's flawless. I mean, I ain't had no problems with it. But he's good at what he does. And of course, Pro Charger, they've been good. And Hot Shot Secrets, Kyle, he's been real good to me. The old company.
Was that the guy with the fast diesel?
I don't think they own that. They may own. I don't know. I honestly ain't 100% sure about that. But he sponsors a lot of them. They do a lot of diesel. That's where they started out in diesel stuff, and then they've kind of trickled over into the regular racing world.
Right.
But they kind of hit us up, and I ain't gonna lie, I was scared to use it at first because I've been stuck on certain oil ever since I was 16-year-old, and I ain't had no problem, so I was scared to change. But he talked me into it, and pretty much told me if I tore anything up, he'd pay to fix it.
So, there you go.
So he gives me a little stuff to get oil tested, and I'm gonna be honest, I've got some sitting over here. I ain't never even sent him, but I need to get it done. When I drain it, he want me to send it to him, get it tested. But and he even says he's got some oil for like diesels. He says you can never change your oil again, just change the oil filter, and then you got to use his filter though. Wow. So I mean, it's got to be some oil nuts. I know that they go over my head when they go talking about it, but I've been running it about 1.5 years, and I've had no issues.
What fuel you got in that thing?
VP, they sponsor me a little bit. They help me out some. Just M1, just regular methanol.
Nice.
A lot of people think it's nitro and stuff, and I don't know what it is. Something about when you put that alcohol with Boost, it makes it smell like it's got nitro in it, but it don't. I actually had to go buy a drum the other day at because VP they sponsor some stuff. We had to pay for some stuff, and they give us a little bit when we buy stuff. And but they got shut down for the corona and ain't been able to ship it, so I had to go buy a drum the other day to make it to all races. Just at the local store up here, and it's $185 drum. So it's
damn, that'll break the bank, won't it?
Yeah, if I wanted to go racing, I was running some high dollar gas. You got to go spend $1,000 drum for that stuff. I go get me a drum fuel for $185 and go racing. I've been running alcohol a long time. I like alcohol. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it.
I'm running it.
But
No complaints
yeah,
here.
I've run it. I've run mechanical injection most of my life, and when I've actually got a mechanical injection set up for this blow through deal, but I hadn't tried it yet.
Is it a flying toilet deal or
yeah?
something different?
It's a Terminator. Same, it's a Ron's Terminator with, and it actually come with the big block when I bought it, and I didn't have everything to get it on when I put it in the car, so I just stuck my carburetor head on there, and hell, it's been flawless. I'm scared to change it. I ain't had no problems, and and IRD carburetors out of Florida, Plant City, Florida, I believe. I believe that's where he's
John
from.
Bittler.
John Bittler. He has been hooking me up here lately, and it originally was an APD deal, and I sent it to him and had him go through it, and it's done quite a bit better since I've
That
got it
thing
back to
don't
him.
miss a lick.
No, he's got a pretty nice car, a radio deal. It's he says it's 3,500 pounds, same setup, same motor, everything I got runs like 420s, 430s, 420s on radio. So it's pretty fast. So I kind of trusted him. He had the same setup I had, so I sent it to him. And he calls me every time I go racing, won't know what the data was. So you can't beat that,
Yeah.
Service.
Yeah.
But hey, I've got all kind of sponsors, but I got a lot of people just help me a little bit, give me good discounts. But I've hit the ones that's pretty much done me. They do me where I don't have to pay much for nothing. And if it wasn't for them, I couldn't be doing it. I can tell you, I'd be back doing my 6.0 index racing probably. That's what I've done for years. Done a lot of that stuff, and then we started street racing quite a bit, and I didn't do a lot of it. I was there working on the cars, but I didn't have nothing. I still had my low index car, and didn't really get into the street racing scene myself until JJ started getting pretty heavy into it. And I said, I'm gonna build me one. He said, yeah, come on. And right before we got the show, I ended up building this car.
I can tell you, I ain't never wanted a big tire car, but after this weekend, I got the itch.
You can make them go faster. I mean, like mine is a little bit faster on big tire, but it ain't much slower on small tire. I can tell you, it's pretty daggum equivalent. I mean, it surprised me because I never would have thought I'd ever make it run that fast on small tires. And I didn't like them at first, but once I got used to doing it and learned how to tune it, I'd almost rather use them.
47 inches of travel.
Yeah, it helps for sure. That travel helps for sure. But
well,
shoot.
Toby, Chad, y'all got any sponsors y'all want to name?
Man, actually, Garage Built Racing helped us out and gave a little gift certificate to the winner there. And Jane and Granite's going to help us out this year also, Justin Heckman. That dude's awesome. And been streeting with himself here lately and helps out a lot of guys. So shout out to both them guys, Tyson Williams with Garage Built and Jane and Granite.
I got sponsors for the car, but
go ahead, name
Central
them.
Power.
Shoot them out.
Central Power has always stepped up, and every year he comes to me and what do we need to do, and already this year he's getting me hooked up with some 16-volt stuff, and Evolution Fabrication's always in my corner every time I need something done fabrication wise. So without them two guys, I'd be a lot farther behind than what I am. So always like to give a shout out to them guys. Hughes Performance stepped up this year, jumped on board with them guys. After talking to Anthony, I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy the second gear leave.
Yeah,
Get my car
I
leaving
hate
like
to tell
I need
my
to.
secret, but that's my secret. Small tire. I don't change much on the tune. I can actually leave it a higher RPM because it's geared higher. And,
different drive ratio.
And it'll amaze you. I didn't think it will. And I run that transmission for a year before I even decided to do it. And when I do it more now than I did, I don't. And I had to make sure. You just got to make sure you put it in high gear because I forgot a couple times. That ain't good. When you got it tuned for that. But it works well. It works really well. for the small tire and on some tricky surfaces.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this weekend was a success, guys. I mean,
yep.
I know it didn't go as good as the rest of them, but we'll get those. We got it done though.
Oh yeah. Yep.
For sure.
I sure plan on coming to the next one, as long as I don't get something I got to do in between. But I'll plan on being there.
Hell yeah!
All right.
You got to come defend that spot.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
I've seen several comments, so and I don't know Ryan that much. Austin knows him more. I guess that's his name, KC Max.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan. Yeah. I'm terrible with names, but he. I kind of wish I would have went ahead and put my small tires on running just to see. But,
that would have been an accomplishment if you could have beat them on small tires.
After I got home and seen all the comments, I thought, well, I should have done it. Might not have beat him, but it'd been interesting.
Yeah, he's usually Limpy's co-host on these shows. He wins quite a bit.
Yeah. I hear that, and I like I said, I feel bad. I don't know him that well because I don't watch it. I can tell y'all what I'm doing. This right here is what I'm doing 99% of the time.
Yeah.
I got to work. Putting that LS and that truck for.
That old step side's clean, man.
It is. That's just one of JJ's. He bought it a couple years ago and been sitting in the shop over there and had some guys just paint it a few weeks ago. Now he brought an old raggedy old motor 383, looked like it come out of a 79 Caprice that was put in 1980. And when we put it in the truck, I said, dude, I ain't putting that in that truck. I said, it's worth more money without that motor in it. and I talked him into doing it. I talked him into doing an LS deal, so we're doing an LS swap as we're speaking here. So yeah, he went and bought a donor truck, and I stripped it down today, and we can put it all in there. That's my job for the week.
There you go.
We might be able to ruffle some big tire guys up with all this big tire action in KC and make it to one of them fastest in America shows one day.
Yeah. Shoot, I know we I don't tell too much, but they done showed that they're doing another one. They're trying to do 16 teams this time. And I
know Toby's done a lot of investigating, trying to get us in, but I don't know what's.
Well, I ain't got no pull there either. I ain't gonna lie to you. As long as you try to contact them, that's all I can tell you because I ain't got no pull to help you.
I've been in touch.
But they, I know a lot of people. I've been seeing comments on that. A lot of people badmouth. Why we got to be in the finals? And JJ explained that to Kai. Kai was mad about it. And he told Kai, he said, "You put up the money and you stop all the fights. You do
right.
You be the race master and I'll come over and I'll draw a chip." And Kai said, "No, you stay where you are." So that's kind of what that is, JJ puts up he puts up most of the money. Discovery, I think, puts up some of it, but and I don't even know what the money's going to be this time. But
large.
They're trying. They're trying to get it
$1 million.
I don't think it'll be that, but I was proud. Hercules done good on that.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you up here, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Like I said, tickled to death do it, and hopefully I'll be on here some more.
Hell yeah! Congratulations.
We'll have you. Congrats. All right, guys.
Well,
I'm gonna
thank
get
you.
off. I gotta get up early. 3:00 comes early in the morning here.
Limpy, thanks for having me.
Yep, for sure.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye. Later. All right, people. In case y'all forgot, go to Wheelie Mafia. WheelieMafia.com. For you buy merch, you still get to be in a drawing for this truck right here. Beautiful truck. Got LS. Got the Holly system. Clean truck. Clean. I repeat, clean truck. Buy a shirt, you're entered in a drawing. You buy 2 shirts, you're entered twice into the drawing. So the more merch you buy, the better chance you get to win. The drawing will be June 27th, I believe. They're going to draw 5 names out of the hat, and they're going to have them out there for the 10-5 till I die race, and they'll have the drawing out there. So you get a chance to win this just by buying a t-shirt. I mean, you know, $20, or I don't know, I think they're $20 for a shirt, and you could be having this on at the 10-5 till I die race. So that's it. And of course, Outlaw Bill and them at the Outlaw Dragway. Can't thank them guys enough for helping us out. It's been nice, been fun. Like, congrats, Toby and Chad on a fantastic race. Anthony for the win. Ryan Mitchell for the runner-up. Man, we have nothing planned, I don't think, this coming up weekend, but you never know where we will be. So stay tuned. We might be live somewhere. We might be live in the street somewhere. You never know how we like to do stuff later.